So my squash, pretty sure it's butternut squash, as we can see from these squashes there. Notice all this new growth coming at the side. This is the most I've ever seen. This is one plant. In here, all that's all the same plant. Except you can tell which ones are not it by the color of the leaves. Those leaves are like much lighter green without the white in them. The ones that have the white on them are all part of the same plant. It's massive. It's just taking over. Look, there's some coming across. It started going up here. Now it's coming across. There are also like some cucumbers or something like that, like some kind of gourd or squash or zucchini, cucumber, melon, something like that. So I had that to climb up the cage, but I didn't expect these tomatoes to just explode all of a sudden. Like literally overnight they exploded, which tells me that I'm doing something right here. And then all of my pepper plants here are again also looking pretty gosh darn good. You can see there's tons of new growth, or not new growth, tons of peppers coming in, I should say. Might be a little hard to see because there's that shade, the shadow, but this one's Carolina Reaper. This one's a Peach Ghost. This one's 7-Pot Primo. See them coming in there. This one I think is the Chocolate Scorpion. This plant right here. Super hot. Everyone's thirsty today. These two are Sweet Hungarian. Oh, hi, Ladybug. We got some. Blueberry cherry tomatoes there. This is an experiment. I planted a tomato plant in a container that I was putting all the clippings and scraps in this container, just letting them decompose instead of putting them in the compost. So you can see down on the side here, like it has started to decompose. Basically it's as if all this stuff started to break down, but it's not fully broken down. It's black, but it's not fully broken down yet. If I were to like squeeze in my hands, it would break apart and stuff. So it hasn't quite turned into soil. But yeah, so this pot from here down was all that. And then I put the pot here, and then I did add some soil around it on top, just in case, just to give it some like a protection, because I didn't have it. I needed to fill up the pot, and so I added more soil just on the top, and then I added more mulch on top, which is basically just leaves and sticks. And then so that's just like this. This is an experiment, and as you can see, there's tons of growth happening now. It's finally looking like it has accepted its new home. And then just beside it right here, that's a nasturtium that started growing in there. So I was like, oh, whatever, let's leave it. We have some kale that I just transplanted recently. That's with soil though, and then again with just the mulch on top. The kales were over here in these little pots, but they needed a bigger home. All of these plants that are here need a bigger home. I just don't have much space, and I'm running out of soil. I don't want to use the last of my soil I've been growing worms in, so I want the worms to turn all the bananas I put there into soil. Compost, fertilizer, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so where's my bag? My bag's just right there. So that's my bag of soil, aka my worm home, which is probably getting warm today. Anyways, we have summer savory here. Definitely needs some water today. We have a ginger plant here. This is an avocado plant here, and yes, as you can see, I've been leaving my clover in the pots so that because I read that clover will recycle nutrients, specifically I believe it's nitrogen, so having that in the soil should be good. It doesn't seem like it's, you know, taking much away from these plants. If anything, they just need some more water. Some of them look really thirsty today. And then these two are a sweet pepper as well. I forget the name, but they're something shepherd, like sweet shepherd or something. Then we got more ginger over here. I guess with the ginger, I should have technically put them into a much bigger pot, a wider pot, to get more ginger roots. But yeah, since you harvest the root, right? Then over here, this is our purple ghost. This one I'm going to blank on. One of them, I have a Trinidad scorpion in there, a chocolate scorpion, a Scotch bonnet is somewhere around here. Is this one? I think this one might be the Scotch bonnet. I forget. Who we got? Yeah, this one's Scotch bonnet, Jamaican Scotch bonnet. That the one in the purple container there, that's a regular red ghost pepper. But yeah, so a whole bunch of super hots are on the go this year. And then this is the other side of the garden. This, I thought it was a radish at one point, but when I look in there, it doesn't necessarily look like a radish. Maybe like a turnip or something, or maybe a sweet potato. A sweet potato is what I started thinking because it kind of looks like one. But yeah, this is all the one plant. This is all from one plant. Everything with the white pattern on it, it's all from one plant. And then over there, I did throw just a bunch of other seeds / seedlings that were in the compost and started growing. I was like, oh, let's see if any of them will take. Well, you know, my luck, they all took basically. So we do have a bunch of little smaller plants there, which I might have to weed out, but because one of them is growing upwards here, it's gonna grow up onto the balcony here, or the porch, balcony, whatever it's called. So hopefully that can tangle itself up along the side here and then have some fruit hanging down. I think that would be really cool and neat. And then yeah, so these ones, again, the same mass of plant. They were starting to go underneath this tree, shrub, whatever it is, and I decided to. This one I took out. It was literally inside the tree, but lower down. So I just took it out and moved it to help it grow upwards. So hopefully it'll start growing upwards now, and then in through this. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, it's a spider. Look at that big spider. Look at this big spider. See if we can get a better. Oh, it really doesn't want to give me a good focus on it. It's weird. Wow, it's really weird. It's not focusing on the actual spider, just on its webbing. Oh, we had it for a second there. Yeah, I guess that's as good as I'm gonna get at the moment. Anyways, go spider go. I'm cool with you doing your thing, killing all the bugs, aka the bad bugs, hopefully more so. But yeah, and then also this big long tall one here, that's an onion that I planted. So I planted a bunch of onions throughout here, onions and garlic. I just scattered them all in, the garlics. I think I planted some of them in the winter, maybe late spring. I meant to plant them in the fall, but I just totally forgot about it. And I don't think I had as many bulbs as I did later on. So if the garlic has to stay and not get picked and just get picked the following year, then that's what it has to do. I'm totally cool with that. Garlic's good like that, so I'm cool with letting it grow for another year. Next year will probably be nice and big. But yeah, and then there were a bunch of I forget the name of it. It's not clover, but it's where is it? It's this one right there. See this? Oops. This one. So it's not clover, but it was growing. This whole garden was full of it. Literally the whole garden. So I cleared the space away over here for my stuff, and then I had it growing over this way. Once I needed that space, I just cleared it up. So I was kind of clearing it as I was going. It did really a great job at keeping the ground covered so that the sun wasn't just beating down on the ground, constantly drying it all out. Also, with me leaving the leaf mulch and stuff like that, that also gave the soil a second layer of protection. Well, I guess that was the first layer of protection because these plants weren't growing at the start of the year. But yeah, so, and when I would dig in, you could see just how moist the soil was, even if it hadn't gotten water. It looked rich, like a rich soil, good soil, lots of worms, tons of worms. And yeah, so also I put some compost into the bed as well. I took some compost from my bin, stuff that hadn't finished decomposing yet. It was kind of like in the in-between phase. And I dug it into here, and I think some of that's given the nutrients to these wonderful plants, specifically this massive squash, aka the beast. It is officially known as the beast. So yeah, I keep meaning to do a one-on-one with all my pepper plants, take them all out, each of them individually, take a picture and show the progress of each one. It's just hasn't worked out so much this year for it. I do have some pictures on my phone. I just need to upload them to Instagram. So, and then I'll have like at least a picture of each plant at a stage a couple weeks ago. So yeah, and then hopefully relatively soon I can get another picture of them, the progress update. So yeah. Oh, well, I forgot to mention this over here. This is a sweet potato plant, which tells me then that this one over there isn't, because that leaf doesn't look anything like this, the shape of this leaf. Although this one may be a little bit. We'll just have to see as it gets older. I guess these were the first true leaves, were they? No. I don't know. We'll find out as we go. And then I did have some potatoes that I planted over here, but they didn't grow. Maybe just because not enough sun. Just like this massive tree kind of shades it in, or maybe not enough rain as well. The tree prevents the rain from coming in. So yeah, anyways, and then I have my buckets of water / fermenting. This is my compost tea in here, and then this is my compost bin, which